Hello, little adventurers. Welcome to Atreu's Story Nook. Hello, little adventurers. It's me, Atreu. Have you ever heard of the secret garden? Some say it's a place where flowers hum softly and the trees glow under the moonlight. I didn't believe it until the night Lyra saw the light. It all started when we were sitting outside Nicole's place, watching fireflies. Lyra suddenly lifted her head and said, "Something's not right. The moonlight feels different." I tilted my head. "Different how?" "It's calling to me," she said, "like it needs help." Before I could ask what she meant, she spread her shimmering wings and took off toward the forest. Nicole gasped, "We can't just let her go alone." "Right behind you," I said, grabbing my satchel. Cinder trotted after us, his tail flickering with little embers of excitement. We followed the glow through twisting vines and whispering leaves until the trees opened up into a clearing we'd never seen before. And there it was, the secret garden. It was breathtaking. Flowers the size of lanterns swayed gently, and the air sparkled like it had stars trapped inside it. In the center was a crystal spring, clear and shining, or at least it should have been. The water's glow was fading, dimmer with every ripple. Lyra hovered above it, her light flickering. "It's dying," she whispered. "The spring is the heart of this garden. Without it, everything will fade away." Nicole knelt beside the pool. "Can we fix it?" I looked at the water. It shimmered faintly when Cinder stepped closer, his warm glow reflecting on the surface. "I think it needs all of us," I said softly. "Just like everything else in this forest." So we tried. Lyra lifted her horn and guided the moonlight down through the canopy, her wings scattering tiny silver sparkles. Nicole dipped her fingers in the water, whispering softly, telling the spring that it was loved. Cinder crouched beside her, letting gentle warmth flow from his fur, and I flapped my wings just enough to stir the air, helping the light dance across the surface. Slowly, the water began to shimmer again, first a faint glow, then brighter, until the entire garden glistened like crystal. And then the spring pulsed once, sending ripples of color across the clearing. We looked down and saw our reflections, not just as ourselves, but surrounded by threads of light connecting us all. Nicole gasped, "Atreu, look!" Cinder tilted his head. "Whoa, are we glowing?" Lyra smiled faintly. "No, little ember. That's not the spring's magic. That's yours." For a moment, no one spoke. The garden was silent, except for the sound of trickling water and the soft hum of life returning. I smiled. Guess the spring wasn't the only thing that needed a little light. We stayed there until the moon sank low, just watching the glow dance across the leaves. When it was time to go, Lyra looked back one last time. "The spring will remember us," she said, "and we'll remember it." That night, I learned something special. Magic isn't just in glowing springs or shining wings. It's in the friends who stand beside you when the light begins to fade and help you find it again.